world of amateur wrestling was stunned earlier this month when the International Olympic Committee announced wrestling would no longer be part of the Olympic Games past 2020.
You've awoken three of the most powerful countries in the world, Russia, United States, and Iran. So, I mean, those are countries that wrestling is huge in their psyche of things.
To be honest, I think they've outraged even just the average Olympic enthusiast who takes a look at a sport like wrestling and says, yeah, that's the kind of sport that should be in there.
Vang Ioannidis knows as well as anyone that male and female athletes of all sizes and weight classes compete in Olympic-style wrestling. Former Golden Bear Gord Bertie was an Olympian wrestler in the 72 and 76 Olympics.
Unfortunately, OSC is run by a bunch of elitists, and the modern pentathlon is an elitist sport. It wasn't likely that they were going to dump it, and they had to pick a sport. They picked this one, which I'm not sure why they would pick it, but it probably didn't do enough politicking on their own.
Here in Canada, wrestling is not a major sport, but across the world, wrestling is a fairly important sport. In 20 countries in the world, wrestling is their national sport.
We have a weight class for the tiniest to all the way up to the biggest person. So it's about providing opportunities, and I think that's what wrestling does. It provides opportunities for everyone.
It goes back to the ancient Greek Olympics. 708 BC is the first time there's mention of wrestling being an event, and it has been in every single modern Olympics since 1896 in Athens, and we certainly don't want to see that change.
So what does the average randomly selected Canadian think about the IOC's decision to dump wrestling in 7 years from now?
I think wrestling, especially as it was an original event in the Olympics, of all events to take out, I don't know how you take out wrestling.
I think wrestling shouldn't be a game in the Olympics. I know probably this is offending for many other people.
I don't really know. I don't watch it.
Keep your head up on the snap. Come on.
There's a train of thought as to why not expand the Olympics to include more than just a set number of sports. But as for wrestling, there are those that believe any attempt to retain wrestling at the Olympic level past 2020 may not succeed.
IOC has had a reputation for not being moved. They're motivated by politics and by money. I'm not sure that wrestling has enough depth in terms of funding to impact the IOC.
But many supporters believe substantial lobbying from around the world in the next 7 years could in fact reverse the IOC's decision.
We still have the World Championships, we have Pan Ams, we have Commonwealth, we have all those other things. Yes, there's going to be some ramifications, but I strongly feel wrestling will not be dropped.
Lots more to come on this topic for sure. This is Tim Dancy.